Hi Capricorn, welcome to your mid-October The Harsh Truth. I just realized you were probably dealing with the Saturn return, so these might be helpful for you. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. I'm using the Anna K Tarot deck. So that's Anna as in the name Anna and then K. That's her name, Anna K. Page of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck energy. This is, well, quite literally putting something out there and hoping, starting to think along the lines of, oh, what else can I do? That maybe there's a small offer, there's a break as far as like, oh, I got an interview on Tuesday, that sort of thing. Four of Pentacles, the Magician, Two of Wands, Five of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. So I'm going to clarify with this. It's got reversals and... Where's the reversal? Hello? Oh my goodness. There we go. So this is a mixed bag, this deck right here. These are my little guys, but I'll be reading with this. Okay, so what you want to be true is... This is about conserving, control, managing your resources, being very careful, if not self-protective. And we could have possible manipulation here, falling under someone's spell. And you've got some decisions to make here. You got some planning for the future to do. Could also be that you're discovering a few things, possibly about this person. Cutting something out of your life. A happy home. I think maybe you want to fly solo, be single, be by yourself for a while. Because yes, this is about the urgency of the situation and you, Capricorn, going off on your own and doing first and asking questions later. All right, so let's clarify. Why do you want this self-preserving, miserly, sort of hunkering down and controlling things? Why do you want that? Oh my goodness, do you see that? The Four of Pentacles, clarifying the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I think you're feeling victimized. I think you're feeling like somebody's doing you dirty and you have to go into self-preservation mode to stand your ground and protect yourself because someone wants to win or be the victim at all. They'll let go, but it has to be on their terms. So I think you're wanting to be pretty self-protective here. So we've got the Magician, which is being able to enact and manifest and create. And then we've got being aloof, being detached, which in a way you could need to be creative, right? But we've got being detached and not being aloof here, but this is about rest and recuperation. So what is the... All right. What you want to happen. Why do you want that Five of Swords? I think this is speaking to the imbalance. I think you just... This also speaks to being victimized. Okay, so I don't think you want that to happen. I just think that it's almost like, okay, let it happen for an excuse for me to go away. So this could be you being strategic about finding your way out of this situation. But we got the Magician over here, which is creation and confidence and starting anew and power, concentration, resourcefulness, action, all of that. And yet we're bored, we're aloof, we're feeling like we missed an opportunity over here. We're like, meh. And we're taking a time out and we're recuperating. Okay. Ten of Pentacles, what you don't want to happen. Why? You don't want a brand new start. You just want to be happy. You don't want a happy home. You don't want roots anymore. You don't want to be connected to this person. You don't want a new beginning, a new offer with this person. You just want to be happy by yourself. That would make you happy is not being with this person. What will happen? You're going to go out there and get after it. So, okay. So, tying this all together now. It looks like we got somebody really doubling down on being self-protective right here, because we've got this sort of victim, martyr, indecisive, passive-aggressive issues going on here. I'm clarifying that one more time because that magician's got me buggered. What's that magician about? Why don't you want that to be true? That's creation, that's power, that's will. That's moving full steam ahead. Okay, the reason why it's got me buggered is because this is about action, and this could be, okay, this is about action. This is about creation, power, and will. You don't want this to be true, but why? This doesn't make sense because this is about lack of interest. This is about being aloof, feeling like you missed an opportunity. Meh, you just can't be bothered. You don't even notice what's in front of you as far as other things that still could be working in your favor. This is taking time out to recuperate, and this is a new beginning. Things happening outside of your control, but things being also set in motion for this prosperous sort of what's around the corner, nobody knows, but it bodes well. So is this, you don't want the other person? Okay, all right. This is you in protection mode. I think this is the other person. You don't want them to start off anew because they're bored with you or the situation, and it looks like they're taking a break, but in reality, they're getting ready to manifest and start anew, and they've got a really great outlook, at least, for the future that they're trying to create for themselves. And this is about that planning. Maybe you're realizing this now, you're discovering, and you're like, okay, now what do I do? This looks like the now what do I do position right here. So you're in self-protection mode. You're trying to, this might not be you, this may be you. This could be Pisces. Regardless, somebody is in self-protective mode. They're doubling down on it, in fact, so much so, and they're feeling like they need to be strategic, and this feels passive-aggressive to me. They're trying to control, like, well, if I can't have things my way, then I'm going to look, I need to look like the victim leaving, or I'm going to work it so that I get more out of it than the other person does. And so that's what's going on here. So that's preferable to someone just losing interest and starting alone or on their own and having really, really great outcomes. I think this is about not wanting to let the person get away. And if you are going to get away, you're not going to have it any better than I do. And I don't mean that to sound petty. It's just the nature of the situation. Something tells me that this person always lands on their feet. And it's like, you cannot leave me in the lurch and go off and start on your own and land on your feet again. That's just not right. If I'm messed up, you're going to be messed up. This is Two of Wands. So what is true about that? Why do we got the Two of Wands there, please? Two of Wands. Got some decisions to make about, and it has to be quickly. You have to make those decisions. Like, this is almost saying, like, again, get in there and ask questions later, but this is about really trying to move on quickly. This is trying to just make a decision and transition quickly. That's what this is. So this is either you or the other person, but somebody is trying to really just have things figured out and transition. So keep in mind, though, that this is about planning and discovery and decisions and future progress, planning, future, all that. And so this is someone that's wanting to get right in there and have everything happen now, and let's do this. And then they're also needing help from friends, though, to transition. So it's like stop, start. Someone goes rushing in, but then things take time. It's a process, and it's not happening as fast as this person would like, probably. So I think this is a fear because it's almost like it's not fair that someone gets to go and have it good after it's been crappy. and I'm left with the crappy. When in reality, what it is it just looks like that, but it's a process for that person just like it is for everybody. So there's going to be a process to that detachment. Nobody gets off scot-free in this one. What you want to happen, again, is I think you want to be cut off, or I think you want there to be a cutting off and a separation because of the imbalance, because things are so wacky, and you're really feeling like things need to be tempered and controlled because they're so not, and you just want to be left alone. You want to be cut off and left alone. There's that self-protection element there again too. And again, you want to be alone. You don't want a new beginning, fresh start. You don't need this happy, connected home. You just want to be happy. You just want to be satisfied and on your own and be able to take care of yourself. And we got you going out there, boldly going. That's you getting out there, doing first, thinking later. It kind of echoes this energy right here where it's like you're going to act first, say first, manifest first before you think about it. This is out just feeling that whim or that fancy or that impulse and pursuing it instead of thinking about, okay, is this prudent? Should I do this? Should I wait here? Nothing wrong with that. It's just that's the energy. And you know, I sit here and say, well, that's you. It doesn't have to be you. That just, this is the energy that does that. Okay, so there's going to be a new beginning and a transition, and we've got victory. So if this is you, in fact, Capricorn, you're going to be just fine. It's a little wonky right now if this is, you know, if this is you having to be self-protective because somebody else is not being fair, or the situation is just really imbalanced right now. You're going to be okay. It's just a little wonky right now, but you're going to be okay. Because you know how I know that is because we got a new beginning and the victory here. And you might already be seeing the beginnings of that because this is a budding new offer, or a new way of stability or prosperity starting to take shape. So just consider that. It might already be happening for you. Lots of questions, lots of questions. Yeah, receive healing, especially after this. This is rough. This is rough. This imbalance right here, that sort of, you know, warp drive, imbalance, rapid fire, that coming at you type energy. Some people find that like that's their speed, but if you're the recipient of that and that's not your, and there isn't, on top of that, there's a power imbalance in the relationship, that's rough. So receive healing, take time out to nurture yourself. Let your friends help you transition. Do things that bring balance back in your life. Isn't that always the case? So it sounds so cliche, right? But it's true. Has to be time in the day where we get to have a couple minutes to ourselves. Do things for ourselves, you know? My little guy just came in. Hey, Sammy. All right, this is about manipulation and control, wishful thinking, role-playing, that sort of thing. So whether you are the puppet or the puppet master, and those roles can be interchangeable, just be careful that you don't lose yourself in that role. That could be why there was so much exhaustion and why there's like receive healing, take time out to nurture yourself, because, you know, this time out and this right here is because there was that imbalance in the relationship. And you going into self-protective mode, if that's you, I could see why, especially if there is a lot of control exerted in the relationship. And it looks like there is, or there was at least a lot of rushing in and then thinking later. And that can be kind of exhausting to keep up with. Puts everybody else in the position of having to kind of accommodate or be prepared for that instead of being able to have their own preferences or ways of doing things, I guess. All right, so Capricorn, that's what I have for you. I hope it was helpful. I know this Saturn return is probably, you know, running everybody sideways. So hopefully this gave a little confirmation or clarity. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.